Good morning. This is the Mathematics 2 General Moodle page. When students first come in, they can easily spot the link to BBB where they can join their online classes. To start looking at the material around, they would start here by clicking on this button. Here are some introductory videos for our maths tutor. They can watch the videos. If they want to know more information about a specific tutor, they can click on the icon here and it will take them to the profile page where they can read more information about the tutor and can see their email address. As an introduction by the students about themselves, here is a scan QR code that they can click on or scan. It will take them to a Padlet page where they can introduce themselves by answering basic questions. We've got one student answer that already, although that this isn't new, and we didn't ask the students to do so yet. So they can write about themselves, and we can have other students getting to know other students by visiting this page, adding comments as well. We've got important documents here like the course weekly breakdown and the assessments, course prerequisites, etc. So that is for the Start Here button. We've got also a button for Student Support Services where students can find support. We've created a support forum. In this support forum, they can write any questions they have, and tutors would visit this support forum from time to time to answer students' questions. Students can answer other students' questions as well. We've got here a list of available services, support services, like the Academic Skills Center. So here we've got the service, and here we've got a description of the service along with important links. So here is, for example, a video on how to use a Student Assess, and here how to access it and what would it help the students with. Library Learning Center, office hours. Here we would usually update it with a table of office hours for the different tutors. Glossary, if they're looking for a specific jargon in mathematics, they can look here and find the Arabic translation to it. Past leaders, and technical support services. As for the weeks, let's start with week number 1. Usually start the week with a list of the topics that we're going to be teaching during each week. I've added also a checklist for the students to keep a track on what they've been working on and what they need to work on, and this is also good for the tutors to check to see who's been accessing the different resources. We've got here course material, usually in the terms of booklets or slides. We've got worksheets that we usually work on during classroom. Some of them are going to be assigned as homework, and there's a homework submission link here. For the extra resources, these are extra resources that the students can visit and watch or look at just to excel on the topic, to get extra support on the topic. And we've got here asynchronous lessons. This is the first asynchronous lesson. It's basically a tour, a video that I created. It's a tour on what are the main things that they can find on the Moodle page, how to look for things, and then it's going to test them on what they've watched. So if you're done, go to the next page for the test. Here there's a plugin, H5P plugin, which has questions. They can browse through the different questions here and answer them, and then they can go to the next page where there is another video explaining MyMaths, how to use MyMaths, how to make sure that they marked it and they submitted the entire homework or task. What are the criteria for accepting this task by the maths tutors? And we've got here some information about the URL, how to log in, etc. So that was the first one for the first week. And then we've got for week number 2, it's the same thing. I've got the topics, the checklist, the material, the worksheet submission, extra worksheets, extra material, and then the second is synchronous. This is an explanation of how to add fractions, and it's used H5P as well, so it's got some questions popping up for students while solving a specific problem. Week number 3, same thing. Here I've used e-lessons to create the asynchronous activities. So we've got one about Pythagoras theorem. It gives them the objectives, and then they start the lesson, learn about it, view some examples, and it shows them here the progress as well as they watch it. There is a video, and then I'm ready for a quiz. It tests them on what they've watched, so they have to answer, submit, and then go to the next questions. That was a part of the asynchronous lessons for week number 3. There's another one about trig ratios, so it follows the same thing. It teaches some concepts, and then it tests them on the concepts, gives them some solved examples, and then gives them some quizzing. Okay, so it quizzes them. It's got some multiple questions. So these are kind of like the same questions that we would give in a real test. So it's good for them to test themselves before attempting the real test. Last week is week number 4. In week number 4, we've got, this is the same video that I showed during my presentation. So it's got in-depth applications of trig ratios. And that's it from my side. Thanks for watching.